Good morning, Fanatics, and welcome to Flow with the Markets. This time it's on Wednesday because we had 2 bank holidays starting this week, and so far it has been pretty boring. So not clean, no clean moves, very slow, very choppy markets, no clear direction, and pretty much the majority of the pairs, especially the USD ones, the indices as well, they are still ranging. And today is the first day that is actually not a bank holiday. We had some amazing moves during London session, but of course quite unpredictable, taking liquidity up, taking liquidity down. So still it's very hard to gauge the real direction. Haven't taken any trades yet, which is pretty good, just staying very patient, waiting for the setups and pretty much flowing with the markets. Now, going straight into the video right now, have a look at how the market is developing, have a look at what we can do potentially today or for the rest of the week, have an update to see what has actually been happening at the beginning of the week. You know how it goes, pretty raw, no pauses, no anything. So let's roll the intro and get into it. Alright, so of course we're gonna start with a Dixie, but first of all you gotta check out your economic calendar. So just like 30 minutes ago I was looking for some trades, but news came out and of course violated structure. So right now we have PPI for the Eurozone, and of course later today, pretty much towards the end of the day, we have FOMC minutes, which is very important. Of course, this is the first week of July, so we have NFP, so also very important. And what I have spotted usually is that the first weeks of the month are slightly bit choppy, and especially this week, like with the start of it, with the 2 bank holidays, very slow. So again, if you just have a look at the analysis on the DXY, has anything changed? Nope. So yes, the market pulled back, but did it make a lower low? Nope, right? So again, if I just remove everything, still broke structure down, that is our major low, and the market is still ranging in between. So look at this, right? This is our price action so far, and I intentionally waited yesterday not to make a video because it was so choppy, and of course that wouldn't have added any value. But still, even looking at it today, no clear direction. So still, like on the Dixie, we are overall bullish on the daily time frame, right? We pulled back inside the zone, and right now for 3 days we're trying to push, but you can see like yesterday was an inside bar, so hopefully maybe today breaks out either to the upside or to the downside. We're gonna see, but of course let's see. So far no clear information, nothing has happened. You can see very choppy. Yesterday took out the high, took out the low, chop. Today was actually pretty good. This move right there was very good, but it occurred a little bit early. So 8:30, that is 30 minutes into Frankfurt Open, and I do not trade in Frankfurt Open because you can see we chopped around, we took out Asian high, TC down, pull back into supply, right? Massive expansion to the downside, taking lots of liquidity to the left, and then of course on EU and GU I was looking for a long, respectively short here on the Dixie, but you can see just came out, news came out right there and violated the zone. So what we have right now is like a TC up right now. So again, what is gonna happen? I just don't know, right? Because today it also looks like it's up and down. So once again, patiently waiting. It's very hard for me to right now tell you, well, it's gonna go there or it's gonna do this, because I simply don't know what's gonna happen. So personally, I'm just patiently waiting and trying to potentially like judge when something cleaner happens. That's when I'm gonna pretty much look to participate in the market. So what I'm just spotting is that we have perfectly equal lows right there. So 751, 750. So yeah, they're not perfectly equal. This one is actually, oh, it actually broke it. Okay, so this one actually broke it with a 1 pipette, which is very interesting, right? But what actually made sense to me, if this one is equal right there, that could be a very good liquidity point, right? So hopefully if the market actually pushes up here, takes out the liquidity, I see a lot of imbalance right there. Then from here, if we get a 50-minute TC, then that could be a high probability area to short, because you can see so far we have been just staying within this range and we didn't really tap inside the zone. We tapped on Monday for a bit and we made this move lower, but again, this high really failed to kind of break below this low significantly. It's just 1 pipette, right? So I do believe that this could be a potential outcome. Pushing up, taking this weak high, right? Then making a 50-minute TC and then going down with the 4-hourly bias. Okay, so DXY tricky. I'm more short biased, but I also see that the longs could be kicking in on the daily time frame. So far Not clear. And of course, what we have to do is just wait, right? Very, very, very simple. EURUSD, same story. In fact, slightly bit different. But you can see Monday's move was perfectly forecasted. Break of structure up, pulls back, fills in balance, taps into the zone. And where does it go? It goes towards taking the 4-hourly week high. The thing is, look at how it got taken. It just came in, wicked it, immediately started rejecting. So then, of course, I told my team yesterday on Tuesday, that is liquidity right there, this low. And this morning it came in and it got swept. And I was really looking forward for some longs. But unfortunately, right, they happened also a little bit early. So, of course, on Monday we had this push down. But to me, the 15-minute range is from here to here. And I pretty much did not have a zone to be taking longs. So you can explore the longs that you could have taken here on the 5-minute, for example. But personally, I decided not to engage because taking this long was not part of my plan. I didn't have an entry, I didn't have a zone, I didn't have pretty much nothing. But of course, the daily bias was fulfilled by taking out the high. Yesterday, nothing. And again today, very good development today. Like Asian range, took out the low, took out this liquidity low, created a 15-minute trend change right there. So just came back into the demand zone and beautiful long. Beautiful long right there. It didn't provide a 1-minute entry and it happened a little bit earlier. And then of course, what I was looking at right now was to take a long from this zone, but the market just came in and smashed it without any entry at all. Like if you just go to the 1-minute, the market just came in, little pullback, and then it just smashed. So no trade was taken on this one. And pretty much I forecasted in the morning that this high could also get taken. And as it got taken, of course, buy side liquidity got taken. Then of course, right now we head all the way down to take out the sell side. And what happens right now? Well, the market's gonna chop again, right? So not clear. I mean, you can take this one as a break and you might try to go short. Although to me, this is not very high probability because we're bullish. I am bullish. This one on the daily, yeah, I mean, EU has been bullish on the daily for a while. And although we are currently in a bearish market structure on the daily, I still do believe we could be heading higher. But of course, it's not about what I believe, but about what happens, okay? The 4-hourly time frame right now is technically bearish after making this low right there. Why? Well, because this is a higher low. That's a higher high. According to me, when it comes to structure, again, I take wick breaks. But when it comes to liquidity, I do consider what is a strong break and what is a weak one. All right, so this one we wicked, came all the way down, TC down, but of course, look at that move to the downside. Does this move look like the market is gonna continue pushing down? Not to me. Okay, so very choppy, not nice. Once again, guys, just wait for something. I could have waited even one more day to do the outlook tomorrow, but again, tomorrow is already, what is it? Yeah, Thursday, it's pretty much end of the week, so let's see, right? Definitely this one could happen, but of course I'm looking for long, so then we're going to be needing a break. Those are the two outcomes that I see on EU. Not clean, but of course it is what it is. Euro yen, again, we had a bearish outlook if it makes a TC, and we also had a bullish outlook to target the liquidity. And you can see kind of the bullish one pulled back, and then we had a break of structure right there. And then technically later we rolled down. So you can see, guys, I mean, it's just not looking good. I mean, this one is still intact. The liquidity hasn't been taken. You maybe could have taken a couple of longs right there if it was provided, but I don't think so. Like Monday opened, took out the low. Maybe, yeah, maybe a long here. Pushes up, chops. Yesterday kind of gave a short, and today took out the high, massive push lower. So again, if we just follow the most recent structure, well, there is it. Okay, that's it. That's the 15-minute, and that's your PD range right now. Then of course you can draw like a supply zone, and I'm gonna say that currently the bias is technically shorts, because if I remove this zone, okay, although you can keep this zone, but if I remove it, okay, well, there is a structural break to the downside on the 4H right there. Okay, so the 4-hourly is technically bearish right now, but I mean, look at the wick, massive wick down, massive wick up. Like, what is happening? Well, news. So if I just solely focus on what is happening right now intraday, well, we took out the high, we massively pushed into the lows, but you can see there was just an overall range, right? And what we did is we took out the high, and right now we took out the low, and it's probably gonna just pull back and range, and then I don't know what it's gonna do. Okay, so again, guys, not clear bias on EJ as well. So sadly, just that's the fact. I can't force it anymore, right? Aussie dollar, well, still bearish in the FOMC, trading between this high and this low. And again, the forecast is pretty much to go down. And again, you see I have indicated, it comes in right there, maybe a 15-minute shift. Well, it actually came in like first, gave a short, came in again, gave a short, came in again. Right now looks like it wants to go down again. But yeah, I mean, if you just trade on Monday, for example, Monday kind of pushed up, broke the high, TC down, but on the TC it just pushed down, and then it broke down here, and then it TC'd up right there, so you can take a long trade, massive sell, massive buy. Not good, not tricky. And again today, just keeping in mind that the macro bias is bearish, again trading between this high and this low. If the 50-minute goes short, then of course we can have high confluence to be taking a short. And you can see there was a structure break right there. The market pulled back into supply, tapped inside again. 9 o'clock, I mean, this one is on time. This one is London open. So again, the only pair that I didn't monitor, which was AU, was actually bearish, and it played out, right? So right now, brand new range. Look for the market to pull back, hopefully, and then potentially continue going lower. Did we get any trade? We actually did, right? So the market broke up, and then on the TC itself, you can be entering from here. Pretty good stop loss below 5 pips. And I do believe you nail a 3R on this one. Yeah, there it is. So there was a trade on the Aussie, but again, I don't look at the Aussie currently. Might have to start looking at it, but again, it's just not a part of my plan right now to be looking at the Aussie. So there's the outlook. Bearish bias on 4H, 50-minute looks like it's rolling down very nicely. It's coming in to fill in all that imbalance, so be careful. Once this little imbalance right there is filled, we can get the retracement, but if we get an entry from this zone, then I will be curious to take a short. Although, like, pretty much we had 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 legs to the downside. Let's see. Okay, bearish bias on the Aussie, on Aussie USD. And Aussie JPY, where pretty much this one played out. We expected a pullback and a push up. Broke structure here. Then technically this is the zone that broke the structure. And this is not a valid range right there. So there it is. That's the demand. The market came in, broke up. New break of structure. New demand zone, and right now it's coming in with very big steam to the downside. It just feels like it wants to break. Well, as I look at the Aussie and looking at the very bearish momentum we're having there, this one could also follow through, but let's see. I mean, there it is, it's tapping inside a 4-hourly demand zone. Of course, the 50-minute is bearish right now, trading between this high and of course that massive lower low that is created. So again, let's see. I mean, it's at a lower low formation, so you don't have much of a choice on what to do. You can't go long because the 50-minute is massively bearish, and you can't go short because it's the lower low. So what you have to wait for is for a pullback and then a continuation, or like for a new range to form, break structure, and then just follow the most recent ranges. So once again, Aussie JPY, not very clean, but Aussie, if it gives a pullback, then that could definitely be a short. So let's see once again. NZDUSD, what's happening right there? Well, I was looking at her for a pullback and a big long trade, or for a choppiness, 4-hourly TC, and a downtrend. Well, of course, there wasn't a bearish TC, so the market just broke up, pulls back, and right now massively expanded into the highs. Is that a daily leg that I have right there? Probably. Yeah, that's a daily leg, and you can see the daily leg right now has been violated. Okay, so we can say that we're technically shifting bullish on the daily. What if I just solely focus on the 4H? There's the break of structure on the 4H. There is the demand zone, right? The market is at a higher high. So what we could be looking for right now is for the market to pull us back into demand, into 50%, and then give us a potential long. So knowing the current positioning on the 50-minute, we can be looking to take a short trade. And there is, for example, the TC, because we had like a range, broke up, broke down, broke up, broke down, right? So if the market pulls back towards this zone right here, we could be looking for a short trade, driving it into the 50% and maybe even into some sort of structural liquidity below the 50%. Do we have any imbalance on the 4H? Yep, we do have actually. That could be a great target right there. So, oh, that's my line. I thought there was a wick filling in the imbalance, but that was my line. Okay, so yeah, NZDUSD looks very good for a pullback trade, pulling us back into that imbalance. So let's see if we can capitalize on that. Looks actually pretty good. NJ probably also throwing in some bearish momentum. Well, yes. Oh, I was looking for a massive short on this one, but the market just said no. It opened, boop, break the structure up. So pretty much the setup got immediately invalidated. There is a trend change to the upside right there on the 4H. Yeah, there is actually a valid range here. There's the demand zone and tapped inside, massive breakup. And yeah, technically right now, I'm say we're trading between this range, between this low and that high, pulling back into 50% already. There's very little bit of imbalance, although I don't like smaller ones. And yeah, so technically similar to all the JPYs right now, they have that very strong London bearish momentum. This one is already tapping into 50%. So if we can have some sort of a pullback, then that could definitely be a short trade, but I don't think it's gonna pull back that high. Probably it's just gonna like pull back a little bit, break structure lower, and then if you can follow the most recent ranges, that will be good. Potentially you can take it towards this low right there. Personally, I really like NZDUSD because it's not at 50% and it has some imbalance to fill. So let's see, bearish bias on the NZDs, bearish bias on the Aussies. Let's see if that plays out, right? I doubt it because just looking at this week overall, it hasn't been playing out so far. Like look at the UJ as well. Like it threw a little wick right there. I'm just not gonna have a look at this. I mean, what's the structure? Yeah, this one was the major high low. I do believe I told you guys that the market is extended and it's starting to slow down. So that could be like an accumulation for something. We have FOMC tonight. So after tonight, maybe I can get cleaner on this one. But I mean, up, massive down. Technically right now, if I actually just look at it, we're trading in between this range high and this range low, and all of this right there is internal on the 15-minute. And if we have such a massive 15-minute internal price action, not good. Okay, so again, always keep in mind your major ranges. That's your major high, that's your major low. And then of course a lot of you do the mistakes of saying, oh, break down, break up, down, up, down. No, all of this is internal between this high and this low, and that is the 15-minute. And the 15-minute should usually be the time frame in which you pick your zone to trade from. And right now your zone to trade from is this guy, which was pretty much never tapped. So right now what I'm looking for is either for a breakdown or for a TC up. So that's UJ, not clear. If you want to trade internal, that's fine. UCAD, did it do something? I was looking for a pullback and a short trade or for a break up. So yeah, I mean, the pullback happened on Monday and we actually got a lower low. So pretty much it fulfilled what it had to do. Pulls back, taps in, daily imbalance got filled. Yeah, beautiful. I mean, this one is looking good so far. And we just actually came in and we broke forward structure to the upside. So this high, these highs immediately become liquidity. So that one is no longer relevant right there. These become liquidity, massive impulse. So of course, right now we're going to be taking like highs like that. And then of course we can potentially initiate a pullback. 50 minutes probably gonna be very high. Yeah, it's pretty high right now. The last range is right there. So unfortunately, I mean, USDCAD looks good. It has a very nice impulsive momentum right now, maybe even yesterday. And on Monday, let's see, Monday took out the high, break up, TC down. Yeah, you could be looking for shorts within these areas right there. And yesterday pushed down, lower high, lower low, lower high. Yeah, yesterday you could also take in some shorts, although it was a bank holiday. So again, you can see some pairs are moving. So what I believe is happening right now is we are attacking a potential liquidity area. That could be this guy. And if this guy gets taken, then we're going to potentially initiate a bigger pullback on the FOMC. And then hopefully the macro bias is going to follow through because as we explained on the daily, we're having a daily break. Daily imbalance got filled. So of course, right now the daily high is the potential target. Can we take a trade before that daily high gets achieved? Well, hopefully we can. GU also fulfilled the very nicely our overall forecast, but again, it has been tricky to get in. Once again, breakout structure on the upside on the FOMC, imbalance perfectly got fulfilled, okay, and it attacked our liquidity target, which is right here. So if we adapt right now, there is a breakout structure up, there is a demand zone right there, and the market this morning tapped into the demand zone, so it was looking pretty good. But I mean, look at how it develops right now. So this morning it broke down, it broke up, it broke down, it broke up, right? It broke down, and most likely right now it's gonna break up because we're bullish. So I was personally once again looking to take a long trade from here, but you can see news invalidated. There was no entry provided. So what I'm just looking for right now is for the market to align, and then hopefully later today give me something like this, because I am bullish on GU. Very nice development so far. and then still looking for that liquidity high to be taken. The fall is definitely bullish. We already had the pullback. We already have quite some liquidations, right? You can see there was 1, 2, 3, 4 lows dipping into that demand zone, and all of these lows kind of are throwing massive moves. So just thinking, and then you can see all of these lows were broken with a wick. So you can see wick break right there. This low was broken with wick break, and then this low was broken with a wick break, right? That means that potential institutions are buying these areas and failing to like really push the market down. But first, I need a TC to confirm that we're breaking above, pullback in New York maybe, and then I'm gonna be looking for the long trade. Very simple, but again, we don't have the setup right now. Oh, GJ also similar to the JPY is massive expansion to the downside right now, which is probably, I mean, look at that as well. We were bullish. It didn't pull back very deeply, right? But of course we came on and we broke the forward structure. And right now we're breaking it down with a massive shit wick, because you can see like we took out the high, we took out the low. So what is happening right now with this wick? Again, tricky, not loving it, not enjoying this sort of markets. So pretty much guys, stay out or go on a pair that makes sense, because just looking at GJ, this does not make sense and you don't want to trade this. Although it makes 15-minute structure, why would you trade something that is so unclear on the FOMC? So even right now, yes, this has a massive push down. Will I trade it? Well, no, because look at the FOMC. I don't know what's going to happen next. Is it going lower? Is it going higher? What did that wick do? Took out the low, took out the high. What is it doing? Well, yeah, you can look for a pullback. You can try to take a short intraday, drive it into this demand zone. Look how much liquidity there is right there. That could be a great trading idea, right? But it's not something that I truly resonate with. So yeah, short bias on GJ, but of course I'm going to be looking for longs on GU, which does not align perfectly. So let's see. Okay, personally, I think GJ is not a great idea right now. GOAT, did GOAT make some moves? Ooh, GOAT, wow, look at that, guys. Now, am I not good with GOAT? Just tell me, right? I've never traded GOAT. My analysis sometimes plays out very good. Again, very simple structure, very simple macro analysis. There was a heavy imbalance right there. It got filled. Fully aligned bullish, higher low, higher high, higher low formation, filled in the imbalance, higher high. And right now, potentially, we're headed towards a new higher high. The demand zone that caused the last break is this. And you can see again, look at that. Like, no clear development. I mean, we pushed on Monday gave us the pullback, but then you can see it was choppy, and then probably some sort of news came in and massively exploded. So could you have taken this long? Well, maybe, but personally no, because the 15-minute was bearish to me, right? And I don't trade against the 15-minute. So again, even though I was right with the bias that there is no entry right now. Yesterday, chop pushed up, failed to take out the high. So then I would immediately say that this low is liquidity, but it failed to take this low as liquidity and it aligned bullish. Right now, if it breaks the high, there is going to be a brand new range. So, I mean, there's outcome 1, there is outcome 2, and there is outcome 3. I am bullish on the pair, but first of all, this low failed to take out the high, so it's weak. We failed to take it here though, but again, let's just say that the market grabbed enough liquidity on this big sell-off. It made a 15-minute TC with a lot of momentum, so there are buyers kicking into this market. So right now, is the market gonna pull us back, right, to give us a long trade below 50%? Is the market gonna make a new structure break and then for us to trade from a fresh demand zone? Or is the market gonna flush to take out this liquidity low and then give us a 15-minute TC? That is gonna definitely give us the liquidity that we need for a push up. So there are my 3 outcomes on gold. Again, what's gonna happen? Got no idea, but of course, the key is to flow with the markets. You know perfectly. Indices, not gonna look at them because they're absolutely choppy. They made a move exactly this morning. So there was a move on Monday right there, kind of up and down, but since then, very, very choppy. Still, I'm looking for a pullback, looking for imbalance to be filled, and looking for a deeper pullback on the FOMC. Yeah, Monday went down, went up, and then since then we've been chop, and right now it kind of starts pulling back down. We'll be looking for this low to be taken as liquidity. Why? Because this low failed to cause a break of a high, so it should be weak. Take out the low, 50% imbalance, then of course that right there will be a good probability area to be looking for alignments and to be looking for the market to shift bullish. So nothing more to say. Analysis remains the same. Analysis remains the same for NASDAQ as well. Although this one kind of, yeah, this one actually broke structure up And if I delete this, and right now it's breaking structure down as well. So kind of aligning bearish a little bit on the forward time frame, but that is just like pulling us back on the daily. Okay, so don't stress too much about this forward bearish alignment, because again, look at where the move happened. So I would much rather focus on this move rather than like reading this consolidation. So if the market pulls us back nicely within right there, and then of course we start having a nice alignment, then we're going to be looking for longs. So right now you can look for shorts, wait for New York, where for New York Stock Exchange, grab some liquidity, and then potentially take a short trade. Okay, so same bias on NASDAQ, same bias on S&P, which was the deadest of them all, right? Just chop, 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 chop. Right now it starts to initiate a pullback. So of course my bias for today will be shorts, looking for buy side liquidity to be taken on New York Open, and then of course looking to take the market to the downside to give us that deeper pullback. Okay, and then hopefully we can continue going higher. So that's the indices. Bitcoin hasn't done any moves as well. It's also dead. I'm of course looking for a deeper pullback if I wish to buy Ethereum as well. Well guys, that's pretty much it. Again, boring. I mean, no clear moves, no clear bias. Again, today I was very excited about today because order flow looked very good on the open, but then again news came out, we swept structure. Again, EU kind of looked longs, took liquidity, however, and then it swept the lows, and right now it's just thinking what it wants to do. Aussie dollar looks good, by the way. NZDUSD looks good for shorts. UJ, mess, UCAD, longs. GU also looking for longs, although I need to see it align first, and of course it could definitely react from here and push lower, although I'm not taking a short because it's against with the liquidity that has been grabbed. GJ tricky, and gold also kind of tricky with those three scenarios. So again guys, it's one of those weeks. It's the first week of the month, which are usually very choppy. So again, stay patient, wait for your plan, follow your plan. Not every day is a trading week, not every day is a trading day, not every week is a trading week or a profitable week. So stay patient, follow your plan, and yeah, personally working very hard on the course revamp right now. After I'm done with this, gonna take some time off, and then I'm gonna be coming with some YouTube videos for you guys. So subscribe, like the video, leave a comment what you're looking for this week, and or did you take any trades? Hopefully not, and talk to you on Saturday.